When you say I've been in the business for 32 years, and I've not only broke some records, but about to be inducted into Hip Hop Hall of Fame.
Music has the power to touch souls, and few artists did it as effortlessly as Angie Stone. Her voice filled with warmth and emotion defined a generation of R&B and neo-soul lovers. But her story took a tragic turn on March 1, 2025, when an unexpected accident ended her life. For R&B soul singer Angie Stone has died following a car crash. As fans mourn, many questions remain unanswered. What really happened that night? Join us as we talk about Angie Stone's autopsy report, which reveals shocking new details. Without any further delay, let's get straight into the video. A tragic loss on the road. The internet did not expect shocking news on the 1st of March this year. It was supposed to be just another day. Fans of R&B legend Angie Stone were still celebrating her recent performances, looking forward to her upcoming tour, and reminiscing about the timeless hits that shaped generations. But then the headlines changed everything. Angie Stone, the Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter and actress, was gone. A devastating car crash in Alabama had claimed her life at the age of 63. The details of the accident were grim, and as they emerged, fans across the world were left heartbroken. How could this happen? Why her, and what exactly went wrong on that dark stretch of Interstate 65? It all happened in the early hours of Saturday, March 1, 2025. Angie and her band were traveling from Mo, Alabama to Atlanta after performing at the Mobile Area Mardi Gras Association's Grand Marshals Ball. The group was packed inside a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van, likely tired but excited for what was ahead. Then came disaster. About 5 miles south of Montgomery, their van was involved in a violent collision with a semi-witnesses described a horrifying scene: flashing emergency lights, the smell of burnt rubber and metal twisted beyond recognition. The Sprinter van, which had been carrying Angie and 8 other passengers, flipped over before slamming into the truck. The impact was catastrophic. Lieutenant Jeremy Burkett of the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency later confirmed the tragic news. Angie Stone did not survive the crash. She was declared dead at the scene. The other passengers were injured, some critically, and rushed to nearby hospitals. The driver of the semi-truck, remarkably, was unharmed. Shortly after the crash, a bystander captured video footage of the wreckage. The clip, now circulating online, shows a massive white Freightliner Cascadia truck stopped on the shoulder of the road, its front end damaged. Just a few yards away, Angie's van lies on its side, barely recognizable. One witness reported seeing the truck facing the wrong direction, suggesting it might have crossed lanes. Did the driver lose control? Was there a mechanical failure? Was speed a factor? Investigators are still piecing together the answers, but one thing is certain: Angie Stone's journey ended far too soon. If not for that fateful crash, Angie would still be here preparing for her multi-date UK tour, bringing her magic to fans overseas. She had more SS to sing, more stages to conquer, and more stories to tell, but life, as it often does, had other plans. It's a painful reminder of how fragile everything is. One moment you're driving toward the future, and the next everything changes. The journey of a star. However, before we get into further Details about her death and the autopsy. Let's see what was the way Angie won the hearts of many. How did she go from a young girl singing in a church in South Carolina to a worldwide R&B sensation? What made her voice so special? Angie Stone's story is one of passion, persistence, and undeniable talent. Born in Columbia, South Carolina, she was surrounded by music. From the very beginning, her father was part of a local gospel quartet, and through him she was introduced to the raw, soulful power of God gospel music. Every Sunday, young Angie would sing at the First Nazareth Baptist Church, where her voice, even at a young age, stood out. By the late 1970s, something new was happening in music. Hip hop was emerging, bringing with it fresh energy and a rebellious spirit. Angie, just 16 at the time, wasn't just watching this revolution, she became part of it. Together with her friends Cheryl the Pearl Cook and Gwendoline Blondie Chisel, she formed a rap trio called the Sequence. They were young, fearless, and ready to prove that women had a place in hip-hop. Their big break came when they got the opportunity to audition backstage at a Sugar Hill Gang concert. Sylvia Robinson, a powerhouse in the industry, saw something in them and signed them to Sugar Hill Records, making them one of the first female rap groups to land a major deal. Their debut single, Funk You Up, was a game-changer. It wasn't just another rap song, it was a statement. The track climbed the charts, reaching number 15 on the US Top Black Singles list. It later became one of the most sampled songs in hip-hop history, with artists like Dr. Dre and Bruno Mars using elements of it in their own music. For a few years, the Sequence was unstoppable. They released hits like Monster Jam and Funky Sound, tear the roof off, collaborating with rap legends Spoonie G and performing all over the country. But as hip-hop evolved, shifting from party anthems to a grittier, streetwise sound, the trio struggled to keep their place. By 1985, the Sequence disbanded, but this was not the end for Angie Stone. It was only the beginning. After the Sequence faded, Angie didn't give up on music. She reinvented herself. She experimented with different sounds, first joining Mantronic, a hip-hop and electro funk group, and later becoming the lead singer of an R&B trio called Vertical Hold. Their song Seems You're Much Too Busy became a hit, and the group released 2 albums a matter of time, in 1993 and Head First 2 years later. But Angie wasn't just a singer, she was a songwriter too, and a great one at that. Her writing skills caught the attention of other artists, and soon she was working with some of the biggest names in the industry. She co-wrote songs for D'Angelo, contributing to both his critically acclaimed albums Brown Sugar and Voodoo. She also provided backing vocals for Lenny Yates, proving that her voice was as versatile as it was powerful. But Angie Stone had too much talent, too much soul. It was time for her to shine on her own. In the late 1990s, fate intervened. Once again, Peter Edge, an A&R executive at Arista Records, introduced Angie to Clive Davis, a music industry giant. Davis, known for launching the careers of legends like Whitney Houston and Alicia Keys, saw something special in Angie. In 1999, her debut solo album Black Diamond was released, named after her daughter Diamond Tiara. The album was a blend of R&B, soul, and hip-hop, showcasing Angie's deep, rich vocals. It was an instant success, reaching the top 10 on Billboard's top R&B and hip-hop albums chart. The hit single No More Rain became a favorite among fans, earning her 2 Soul Train Music Award nominations. The album was later certified gold by both the RA and BPI, cementing Angie's place in the industry. And she didn't stop there. In 2001, Angie released her second album, Mahogany Soul, which many consider her best work. She collaborated with artists like Alicia Keys, Raphael Saadiq E, and Swizz Beatz, creating a sound that was both classic and fresh. The album featured Wish I Didn't Miss You, a song that would become her biggest hit. The track, built around a sample from the OJ's Backstabbers, reached the top of the Billboard Dance Club Songs chart and became a global sensation. To this day, it remains one of the most recognizable R&B songs of the 2000s. With this album, Angie earned her first Grammy nomination for her duet with Calvin Richardson. More Than a Woman, she was finally receiving the recognition she deserved. Angie was a performer in every sense of the word. In the early 2000s, she dipped her toes into acting, appearing in TV shows and films. She played Madame Mambo in the comedy The Hot Chick and starred alongside Cuba Gooding Jr. and Beyoncé in The Fighting Temptations. In 2004, she released Stone Love, featuring collaborations with Snoop Dogg and Missy Elliott. The album was another success, debuting at number 14 on the Billboard 200. Her single I Want to Thank You became a chart topper in both the US and Europe, a new chapter in career already. After decades in the music industry, Angie Stone had cemented her place as one of the most influential voices in R&B and soul, but she was far from done. Even after achieving critical and commercial success in the late 1990s and early 2000s, she continued to create, inspire and evolve. By 2006, Angie Stone was no stranger to reinvention. That year, she surprised fans by appearing on the VH1 reality show Celebrity Fit Club, where she openly worked on her health and personal growth. Though she did lose the most weight, her presence on the show revealed something deeper: her determination to take control of every aspect of her life. That same year, she signed with the legendary Stax Records, a label known for its deep roots in soul music. It felt like the perfect home for her. Her fourth studio album, The Art of Love and War, was released in 2007 and quickly became her highest charting album. It debuted at number 11 on the Billboard 200, proving that Angie was still a force to be reckoned with. The lead single, Baby, a heartfelt duet with Betty Wright, became a number 1 hit on the adult R&B songs chart and earned her yet another Grammy nomination. With this album, Angie showed once again that she wasn't just making music, she was telling stories, pouring emotion into every note. However, Angie's career was not without hardships. Her next album, Unexpected, from 2009, was deeply personal. While recording, she suffered an unimaginable loss. Her father passed away unexpectedly. The pain of that moment shaped the album's direction, leading to a mix of soulful ballads and more upbeat tracks. But despite her efforts, the album didn't perform well commercially. It debuted at number 133 on the Billboard 200, a disappointing result compared to her previous work. The lead single, I Ain't Hearing You, reached number 14 on the adult R&B songs chart, but failed to capture the success of her earlier hits. Angie didn't let it slow her down. She explored new opportunities, including acting. She took on roles in Pastor Brown and Schoolgirls, expanding her talents Beyond music, she even performed in stage plays, proving that she was more than just a singer. She was an entertainer in every sense of the word. In 2012, Angie signed with Saguaro Road Records and released Rich Girl, an album that showcased her resilience. She collaborated with actor Malcolm Jamal Warner, who contributed a spoken word interlude, adding an extra layer of depth to the project. During this time, she also joined the cast of TV-owned R&B divas, stepping into the role of a mentor and life coach for younger artists. It was a role that suited her well after all. She had spent decades paving the way for others. Angie continued to release music, including her 2015 album Dream, which reached number 3 on the top hip-hop and R&B albums chart, though her later releases didn't always match the commercial success of her earlier work. They carried the same heart, soul, and authenticity that had made fans fall in love with her in the first place. In 2019, she released her 9th and final studio album Full Circle, which featured the single Dinosaur. Even in her 60s, she was still making music, still speaking her truth, and still connecting with fans around the world. Amidst all this, Angie was raising a family. She had 2 children, her daughter Diamond from her marriage to Rodney Stone of Funky 4+1, and her son Michael, whom she shared with neo-soul artist D'Angelo. Being a mother while navigating the demands of the music industry was no small feat. Angie not only raised her children but also welcomed grandchildren, becoming a grandmother in 2008 and again in 2012. She juggled it all: studio sessions, performances, parenting, and personal challenges with remarkable strength. But life wasn't without its struggles. In 2015, she made headlines for an altercation with her daughter Diamond, which led to her arrest. Though the incident was unfortunate, it highlighted something real: family relationships, even the strongest ones, can be complicated. For years, Angie battled type 2 diabetes, a condition she was diagnosed with in 1999. She became a spokesperson for the Face Diabetes program, using her platform to raise awareness and educate others. She often spoke about how the disease had affected her family, including her mother and aunt. Even while facing her own health struggles, she continued to inspire. Even toward the end of her life, Angie was receiving the recognition she deserved. In June 2024, she was inducted into the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame, a testament to her impact on the music industry. The following month, she was honored as an official member of Zeta Phi Beta, a sorority that celebrates women of excellence. Looking at everything she accomplished, it's impossible not to admire Angie Stone's journey from her days as a teenage rapper in the sequence to becoming a solo R&B powerhouse. She fought through every challenge and came out stronger. She was a mother, a grandmother, a songwriter, a performer, an actress, and a mentor. Most of all, she was a woman who lived with passion and purpose, and that's why Angie Stone will never be forgotten, a legacy that will never fade. Knowing all this, it shouldn't surprise you that many people still can't come to terms with her death. The news of Angie Stone's tragic passing sent shockwaves through the music industry, her community, and the hearts of fans around the world. Her family was the first to express their sorrow, releasing a heartfelt statement that captured the weight of their grief. It is with heavy hearts that the children of R&B singer Angie Stone, along with her extended family, want to Thank you all for your love and well wishes at what is an extremely difficult time. Her children Diamond and Michael Archer were devastated. We are completely heartbroken. They said their words heavy with pain. They had lost more than just a mother. They had lost their guiding light, their greatest inspiration. The accident had taken Angie while she was doing what she loved most, traveling between performances, bringing her music to fans. That's how she had always lived. Fully committed to her art, she lived and died doing what she loved most. Her family wrote. Her family reminded the world of how she paved the way for Black women and girls, how she celebrated and uplifted Black men through her music. Particularly in her beloved hit Broa, she was speaking to a community, to a people, to a generation. Her faith was also a cornerstone of her life. She had recently attended the college for ministry, driven by a desire to share her deep belief in God. Her family described how her love for God shaped everything she did, and even in the world of music she used her platform to inspire and uplift. Her influence was undeniable. The moment news of her passing spread, celebrities, musicians, activists and fans flooded social media with tributes. Civil rights leader Bernice King, daughter of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., wrote simply yet powerfully, so heartbreaking, rest el sol. Sister rapper Tyler, the Creator, left a simple message. Safe travels, Angie Stone. CNN analyst and former South Carolina Representative Barry Searce reflected on her cultural impact. My heart breaks for Angie Stone and her family. May she rest in power. She meant so much to this community and is a true icon. Even the NAACP Image Awards paid tribute, recognizing her impact beyond music. Rest in power, Angie Stone, a true pioneer, a soulful storyteller, and a voice that helped shape the sound of R&B. Comedian and TV host Lonnie Love shared a deeply personal memory, recalling the time she hosted the Black Music Honors in 2021, where Angie Stone was celebrated for her contributions. She was an amazing talent and an even cooler person. I'll cherish our conversations. Angie, rest in peace. Condolences to her family. Music industry pioneer DJ Short reminded fans of just how long Stone's influence had lasted. Rip Ang Stone, founding member of early Sugar Hill Records hip-hop group The Sequence, later a pioneer in the neo-soul movement in the late 90s and early 2000s, an essential part of hip-hop and R&B history. And yet, for all the tributes and honors, there was still an undeniable sense of loss. Fans who had grown up with her music, who had been moved by her lyrics, struggled to process the fact that Angie Stone was gone. A surge in love for Angie's music. One more thing that followed her death was a staggering surge in streams and sales of her music. It's something we've seen before. When a legendary artist passes, fans turn to their music, seeking comfort in the songs that once felt like background melodies but now carry even deeper meaning. For Angie Stone, this was no different following the tragic accident that claimed her life on March 1, 2025. Her catalog saw an unbelievable 11,000 per increase in sales. People wanted to hear her voice again, to feel the soul she poured into every song, to remind themselves of what she gave to the world. According to Luminate, before her passing, Angie's music was streamed 600,000 times in the US during the week leading up to her death, but after the heartbreaking news spread, that number skyrocketed to 8.4 million streams, which is a massive 1,200% jump. Her classics resonated more than ever. No More Rain alone pulled in 2.1 million streams, a staggering 54% increase. Wish I Didn't Miss You, a song that already felt like a heartache anthem, saw a th% boost beyond streaming. Her album and single sales surged over 10,000%. It's a bit of sweet moment. Why does it take losing an artist for people to truly appreciate their work? But at the same time, there's something beautiful about it. Even in death, Angie Stone's music lives on. Fans are proving that while she may be gone, her voice, her lyrics, and her impact will never fade. David Muir investigates. Surely you're wondering what David Muir has to do with all of this. Well, if sources are to be believed, the respected journalist and ABC